Good afternoon. Our lesson for today is about the graphing of an ellipse. The learning competency that you should learn is to sketch the graph of an ellipse in a rectangular coordinate system. You need to review or recall the properties of an ellipse needed to sketch the graph. First, the principal axis, a line passing through the vertices and the foci. Center. It is a point between the two vertices or a point between the two intercepts. Vertices, the endpoints of the major axis. Intercepts or co-vertices, the endpoints of the minor axis. Foci, the two fixed points in an ellipse. We have the first example on how to graph an ellipse. Given the standard form of the ellipse, x squared over 25 plus y squared over 9 equals 1. We observe that the pair of x squared is greater than the pair of y squared, so which is 25. So we can easily identify the principal axis. Since 25 is paired to x squared, or its numerator is x squared, then we can say that the principal axis is the x-axis. And since a squared is equal to 25, then the value of a is equal to 5. B squared is equal to 9, then the value of B is 3. And to find the value of C, we will use C squared is equal to A squared minus B squared. Therefore, 5 squared is 25, 3 squared is 9, 25 minus 9 is 16. Then, finding the square roots of both sides, then the value of C is equal to 4. Now we can identify all the properties of the ellipse starting from the center. So given the equation x squared over 25 plus y squared over 9 equals 1, then we can say that the center of this ellipse is at 0, 0. And since the value of a is 5, we will subtract or add to the abscissa of the center. Since the value of a is 5, then we can say that vertex 1 is negative 5, 0, and then second vertex is 5, 0. And the value of b is 3, since the minor axis is perpendicular to the major axis or principal axis, then we will add the value of b to the ordinate of the center. So we have here 0, 3 for the first intercept. The second intercept is 0, negative 3. And for the foci, since the value of C is equal to 4, then we will add and subtract to the abscissa of the center. So we have here f sub 1, or the focus 1 is negative 4, 0, and f sub 2 is 4, 0. Then we are now ready to sketch the graph on the Cartesian plane. So center, so this is our y-axis, our x-axis, and this is the center, or the point of origin is the center. Okay, so counting 5 units from the center to the left and to the right, then we have here the v sub 1 or the vertex 1 and then vertex 2. And then counting 4 units to the left and right of the point of origin, then that we have here the f sub 1 and f sub 2. And the intercepts, counting 3 units upward from the center, we have the intercept 1 or b sub 1, and counting 3 units downward from the center, then we have the second intercept or the b sub 2. Okay, so second example, given the standard equation of an ellipse, the quantity x plus 7 is squared over 16 plus the quantity y minus 4 squared over 25 equals 1. Since 25 is greater than 16, we can say that the principal axis is parallel to the y-axis. Okay, so y minus 4 squared over 25. So that is our clue. Okay, so a squared is equal to 25, then a is equal to 5, taking the square roots of both sides. So b squared is equal to 16, then b is equal to 4. To find the value of c also, we use c squared is equal to a squared minus b squared. So we have here 5 squared is 25, 4 squared is equal to 16, 25 minus 16 is 9. Taking the square roots of both sides, so the value of c is equal to 3. We are now ready to identify all the properties of the ellipse before graphing it on the Cartesian plane. So, having the standard equation, x minus h squared over b squared plus y minus k squared over a squared equals 1. Since the value of h is negative 7 and the value of k is 4, then the center is at negative 7, 4. And the value of a is 5. Then, to identify the two vertices, we will add and subtract 5 to the ordinate of the center. So, 4 plus 5 equals 9 and 4 minus 5 equals negative 1. So, the vertices are located at negative 7, 9 and negative 7, negative 1. And the intercepts, since the value of b is 4, we will add and subtract 4 to the abscissa of the center. So, negative 7 plus 4 and negative 7 minus 4 is negative 11. So, negative 7 plus 4 is also negative 3. So, the vertices are located at negative 11, 4 and negative 3, 4. For the foci, since the value of c is equal to 3, then we will add 3. We will add 3 to the ordinate of the center. So 4 plus 3 is 7. 4 minus 3 is 1. So the foci are located at negative 7, 7 and negative 7, 1. Okay, so the graph may look like this. So this should be elongated vertically. Pero yung graphing board ay mukhang mas maliliit siya sa vertically. So mukhang hindi elongated vertically. So the center is found at negative 7, 4, yung black dot. And the vertices are the blue dots, and the foci are the violet dots, and the red dots are the intercepts. We have here the third example, given 9x squared plus 16y squared plus 72x minus 96y plus 144 equals 0. So in cases the given is in the form, in its general form, then you have to transform first into standard form. So, transforming to its in standard form, then we have here the final equation. The quantity x plus 4 is squared over 16 plus the quantity y minus 3 squared over 9 equals 1. So, we easily identify the principal axis. So, since 16 is greater than 9, then we can say that the principal axis is parallel to the x-axis. So, the value of A is 4, the value of B is 3. Okay, so A square is 16, B square is 9. So, B is equal to 3 and A is equal to 4. Okay, so solving for C first, we will use C squared is equal to A squared minus B squared. So, 16 minus 9 is equal to 7. Therefore, the value of C is square root of 7. And then, okay, so since the principal axis is parallel to the x-axis, then the center is at negative 4, 3. The vertices is at 0, 3 and negative 8, 3. Since the value of A is equal to 4, then we will add and subtract 4 to the abscissa of the center. Kaya negative 4 plus 4 is 0. Negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. And then for the intercepts, since the value of B is 3, we will add and subtract 3 to the ordinate of the center. So 3 plus 3 equals 6. 3 minus 3 is 0. Therefore, our B sub 1 is negative 4, 6 and B sub 2 is negative 4, 0. And for the foci, we will add and subtract the value of C, which is square root of 7, to the abscissa of the center. So we have here negative 4 plus square root of 7, 3. And the other point is negative 4 minus square root of 7, 3. And then here is the graph. Okay. So the graph, the center of the ellipse is the black dot. And that is at negative 4, 3. Ayan. Okay, the vertices is the black dot, the violet one are the foci, and the red dots are the intercepts of the ellipse. And then drawing the curve, please do not draw as pointed uh, pointed lines or with corners at their vertices. Dapat smooth curve siya. Smooth curve. Okay, so this is your task. You can graph this by pairs. If you have your classmate with you as your neighbor, then you can graph it easily. Okay, so or you can communicate it virtually with your partner if you want, or by messenger to discuss with your partner. And then yan, sketch the graph. And then the applications in daily living. So we have the concepts of ellipse is applied in optical science. So the concept of the ellipse is also naturally applied in the orbits of planets like Earth, and one of its focus is the Sun. So the Earth's orbits around the Sun is an ellipse. Okay, so yan for the generalization. So and if the principal axis is along or parallel to the y-axis, then the value of A is added or subtracted to the ordinate of the center to locate its vertices. To locate the intercepts of the ellipse, we need the value of B to be added or subtracted to the abscissa of the center. To locate the foci, we need the value of C to be added or subtracted to the ordinate of the center. Okay, so thank you for your participation. I hope you learned something on this lesson.